All right, y'all. We back, man, with more reactions, y'all. This one right here is called The Death of Reddit's Creator. This is about the co-founder, which allegedly, I don't know yet. I just saw the titles on YouTube. You know, they're saying he offed himself. So let's get into it. Let's see what happened. I'm not familiar with none of the owners of Reddit. I don't know who owns it, but he's one of the co-founders. So let's see what it's about. Let's see what made him do what they are saying he did right now.
Police say 26-year-old Aaron Swartz yesterday in his Brooklyn apartment.
Aaron Swartz was one of the most innovative people there is in the new media. Some would say justifiably so, a genius.
Swartz was facing a federal trial on computer fraud charges
And could have served up to 50 years in prison. My God, what did he do to deserve that kind of punishment?
50 years.
Aaron Swartz was by no means an ordinary person. By age 14, he was contributing code to some of the most important infrastructures we still utilize today on the internet. And by age 19, he had made millions of dollars from selling a company he co-founded.
Damn, by 19? I thought this dude was going to be old. 19?
Some of you guys may have heard of it. Aaron was a human love letter to the internet.
Wow.
But unfortunately, his desires to make it a better place may have directly led to his death in 2013. A death that many people are still confused about to this day.
So he knew how to code as a kid. 14, he was coding. And then he created and helped found Reddit. Nigga, 19. And sold Reddit. Damn, that's crazy. Shit. How in the fuck?
To fully understand Aaron's story, we first have to answer a complicated question. How does an idea lose its purity? In my opinion, there are three answers: money, lack of ambition, and absence of the creator. A combination of any three of these things can be detrimental to the purest of ideas. In the case of Reddit.com, all three contributed to the original intention being torn apart. This is not an uncommon parable. In fact, there are countless examples. When Mike Lazaridis created the first BlackBerry mobile phone, he vowed never to use cheap Chinese components, as he didn't want to ruin the product's quality in any way. In his mind, the product he created was too important in people's day-to-day lives to make compromises on.
BlackBerry. Y'all remember Blackberries? Blackberries was a shit. Everybody had a Blackberry. Blackberry. Everybody was like, oh, these are for business. These phones are for business. Then fucking Chirp came. Phew, changed the game forever.
That was a pure idea. An uncompromising design philosophy based on morals and maybe even ego. However, when Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone, Mike's ego was shattered. In an attempt to keep up with Apple's incredible new innovation, he ran to China.
Damn. Wow, so that's what happened to BlackBerry, huh?
The result was one of the biggest commercial failures in the history of smartphones, and one of the most unreliable products to ever hit the shelves. But that's not the point. Even if his iPhone competitor succeeded, the pure idea that once occupied Mike's head had been tarnished. So,
damn, he went against the grain, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs forced him to step his shit up. The iPhone came in, which it did, and swept the BlackBerry the fuck up out of here. I got your ass about to pay. And he went against the grain, saying he would never use cheap parts from overseas, and he went and did it due to the pressure of the iPhone, and was a complete failure. Listen, man, when iPhone came, it was everybody was converting over. It's shit. Even if you had a Droid, niggas was like, you got a Droid? They was laughing at niggas. You got a Droid? You got a Droid? BlackBerry for sure, nigga. Like, pfft.
How does this relate to Reddit.com? Well, as of today, Reddit has over 500 million registered accounts. 27% of the US male population uses the platform, and in March of 2024, Reddit had over 2.2 billion visits with an average stay time of 7 minutes and 37 seconds.
God damn. Nigga, Reddit is going stupid. What the fuck?
But those are just numbers. The real value the platform brings is information and entertainment. I'm sure many of you watching this video have found a solution to your problem through a Reddit thread, or you've come across something funny on Twitter that originated from a subreddit. The original idea for Reddit was to create a front page of the internet, where users could submit the best articles from other sites so they wouldn't have to visit each publication individually. There were no subreddits, no comments, only upvotes. However, the original pure intent behind Reddit, at least in the mind of one of its founders, was freedom of information with little to no compromise. An intent that seems to impact almost everything he ever did. Looking at today's incarnation of Reddit.com, I don't think this intention has stayed pure within the company. The story behind why is an internet tragedy.
All right, here we go, y'all. It's finna get interesting.
And why do you do what you do?
It's a good question. I mean, I feel very strongly that it's not enough to just live in the world as it is, to just kind of take what you're given and, follow the things that adults told you to do and that, your parents told you to do and that society tells you to do. I think you should always be questioning.
Aaron was born in 1986, which meant he was just in time for the home computer boom of the 80s. Even back then, the possibilities of a PC felt magical to Aaron.
There weren't a lot of people on my street. It was a small street. I didn't have a ton of friends growing up. My dad worked with computers, so we had a computer from basically when I was born. And it was just, another toy to play around with. And it, quickly became the most interesting toy, right? There's only so much you can build with blocks, but with computers, you could build whole worlds. And then when the internet came out, it wasn't just your world, right? You could invite other people. I couldn't wait until the whole world was on the internet, and I never had to call anybody again.
The innovations technology undertook throughout his childhood opened his eyes to the infinite things he could create. Being only 3 years older than the internet, Aaron was determined to help shape some of its biggest features.
Nice.
Aaron was, he was a kind of child prodigy, programming prodigy.
Damn, y'all remember the old school computers, bro? Y'all remember the old Apple computer, the desktop Apple computer? It had like the see-through green, like little teal green back. The big booty computers, they had the big back on them. Them motherfuckers was hard. I remember when our school got some, I was like, damn, that shit hard. These computers hard as a motherfucker. That shit was the shit.
To computers at a very, very young age and was really, really good at it. And people realized in these kind of online discussions that we're talking to a 13-year-old kid.
Growing up, Aaron was devoted to many projects, and while Reddit wasn't his most important contribution in the grand scheme of the internet, it was by far his most lucrative. In 2005, at the age of 19, Aaron co-founded the company with Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian. The following year, they sold it for an estimated $10 to $20 million.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Oh, wow. God fucking Lee. Nigga was a young nigga with M's. Damn. Listen, man. Oh, my God. I wish we would have knew what the fuck we was doing. Y'all know, back in the day, if you had MySpace, y'all know we was doing coding, bruh. When we was building our pages and adding shit on there and adding a music box so we could put our music in top 8s and all that, top 4s. And they used to have us really coding, bro, on MySpace. All you young niggas don't remember MySpace, but for the old heads, the OGs, y'all know what I'm talking about. We was doing coding back then, but none of us really knew what the fuck we was doing. We didn't even think of it no further than making a MySpace page. But we was really designing a fucking website, bro. Like, we was designing shit. That's really crazy when you think about it.
Slowly, he became more and more focused on activism, a newfound life passion that, to no one's surprise, he was also very successful at. It was clear Aaron's goals on what he wanted to do with the rest of his life had changed. Unfortunately, in the eyes of the law, Aaron was about to take his activism a little bit too far.
So the First Amendment, right, is this classic guarantee of free speech that however crazy your ideas are, however weird your thoughts are, even if you just want to say something you don't even believe but just think is interesting, that's protected for the most part. Whether you're going after the government, whether you're releasing documents that they have tried to keep secret, whether you're telling a reporter about, malfeasance that's gone on, whether you're just making a really outrageous piece of art. The government can't stop any of that. We have the right as American citizens to have this sort of free and open communication, to share what we think, what we feel, what we've created.
On September 25th of 2010, Aaron stepped foot in a wiring closet at MIT that was kept unlocked. From here, he began downloading millions of files from a website named JSTOR, a paywalled digital library of academic publications.
Oh, shit. Crack the code, huh?
All he needed to do was log in with a guest account and write a basic script that downloaded all publicly available documents in order to possess millions of previously paywalled important data.
Damn, this nigga was cold. Bro, these motherfucking computer niggas be different. The fuck? Who thinks to do some shit like that? Like, I've never in my life thought, like, let me go hack all this information and take people's data and download it at MIT in their fucking computer station. Like,
on a single hard drive. It's not hard to figure out what Aaron's goal was with all this information. He wanted to release it to the public.
Hey, that's facts, man. Gordon Gekko, he said tech industry is better than the music industry. For sure, nigga. There's hella money in that tech world, nigga. Hey, if it's any tech motherfuckers out there, man, want to teach me this shit, man, come on, man. Fuck with me, man. Come on, I'm trying to make 10 to 20 million. I'm trying to make 10 to 20 million too, motherfucker. Cut me in or cut it out. Goddamn right.
Free. But downloading this much data is a much longer process than you might think. In fact, it took weeks. The problem is, when you're extracting thousands of documents for numerous days, someone is bound to notice a strange bump in traffic on the site. On September 29th, JSTOR sent MIT an email describing the strange activity they had been receiving from inside their building. Weeks later, the wiring closet at MIT was determined to be the place of the extraction. So a video camera was placed inside the room in order to catch whoever was stealing the files. That's when they saw a young Aaron Swartz enter.
Wait, so he kept going back doing it? They said it'd take days, but they said weeks later. So was he coming back doing it? But he wasn't that smart, obviously. He didn't know it was cameras in there. He was smart. See, sometimes you can be too smart for your own good. Like, you smart enough to know how to do all this and download and extract data and all this, and you don't realize the smallest things. Hey, maybe it's a camera in here. Maybe I'm going to get caught. Like, that doesn't cross your mind. That's crazy.
And eventually leave the closet for the last time. On January 6th, 2011, Aaron Swartz was arrested outside the MIT building. Over his long data heist, he obtained 4.7 million academic journals from JSTOR. This heist would spark a huge legal battle over the coming 2 years.
4.7 million.
Some of you may be wondering, did Aaron retain his position at Reddit after the company's sale? The answer is yes.
Oh, okay.
But only for a few months.
Oh, okay.
For Christmas, I went with some friends to Europe. I headed back to San Francisco over the weekend, and when I came in on Monday, I was asked to leave. I spent a little while trying to figure out what had gone on, but without too much success. Eventually, I decided I should just accept this as an opportunity, and not look the gift horse in the mouth too hard. I was unhappy working in an office, and I didn't hide it. So I'd come in late and set up lots of off-site meetings and stuff, and my boss wasn't really thrilled about that. After Aaron's departure, the site inevitably changed a lot. The first major change was letting users create their own subreddits instead of using the pre-existing ones, a change that completely shattered Aaron's original pure intent for the website. Now that the website had handed over its keys to the user base, it was a first-come, first-served product. Humans with bias created new subreddits and began to moderate important topics.
Went crazy.
Rules and tags started to emerge, and suddenly, any post could be deleted by anyone who disagreed, as long as they had a moderator privilege. However, the result was a huge increase in the site's popularity due to...
Hey, can you make money on Reddit? I don't be on Reddit. I don't know. Can you make money on there? Like, how do you make money as if you have a subreddit? How do you make money on there? Can you make money on there? Or what do they offer? Like, is this subscriptions or something? I don't know. Oh, they said, hell no, unless you're selling a car.
Its infinitely expanding amount of communities. And now, Aaron was alone in a jail cell.
Wait, so niggas just be on Reddit for free? I mean, it's like, niggas be on there like really monitoring Reddit and making sub pages and on there every day for free? Oh, hell no. That's out. So these niggas, what the fuck? That's out.
Undoubtedly scared.
They went to his apartment, went through all of his personal effects. After he surrendered voluntarily, they arrested him, they strip searched him, and they left him in solitary confinement for hours. And after he met his bond, they kept him in solitary confinement for 3 or 4 hours with absolutely no explanation, all with the goal of attempting to break him.
From the inception of Aaron's arrest, his treatment was seen as unjust for the crime. In fact, the strangest part was, JSTOR, the company Aaron theoretically stole from, wasn't interested in pressing charges.
They like, nah. You know, these tech companies, they be like, no. We don't want to press charges. No. We want to hire you. We need you.
And quickly settled the incident privately behind the scenes. However, the United States had a different plan in mind. They were going to take this case to court and attempt to put Aaron in jail based on charges of wire fraud, computer fraud, unlawfully obtaining information from a protected computer, and recklessly damaging a protected PC. The next 2 years were rough.
Aaron allegedly downloaded millions of academic journals from MIT's network, even if he wasn't innocent. The punishment of facing 35 years in prison did not match the crime.
Well, at the moment, that law makes it a felony for you to give your password to HBO to a friend. That has to be changed.
Throughout 2011 and 2012, Aaron's legal team heavily engaged in plea deal discussions. Many back and forths were had, and a lot of money was spent. Aaron was not only fighting for his freedom, but also his dignity and morals. More than anything, he did not want to be labeled a felon for doing something that he believed was morally correct. Eventually, in December of 2012, Aaron was faced with a decision. Plead guilty to 13 federal charges and receive a 6-month prison sentence, or take the case to trial and possibly face up to 35 years.
What y'all would have did? 6 months, guilty, or not guilty and fight it and go 35 years if you get caught? Or you could be not guilty and walk scot-free with nothing on your record. Would you chance it? Would you chance it?
To no one's surprise, Aaron declined the plea deal. This case was going to trial, or so everyone thought.
Oh, people aren't even mentioning that we offered him a 6-month sentence instead. Why aren't they talking about that? Oh, are you not merciful? You were going to convict him, have him plead guilty to 13 felony counts, which he can never get off his record, and spend 6 months in prison for violating a term of service agreement that the private company that he violated with doesn't even give a damn about.
Damn, that's crazy.
Aaron's mental state was deteriorating.
They was trying to tear him down, and the company didn't even give a fuck. They don't even care about what he did. The fuck?
Every day he was paying money and fighting for the right to be a free man, in a case that seemed less winnable day by day. On the evening of January 11th, 2013, around 7 p.m., his then-girlfriend, Taryn Steinbricker, came home to her and Aaron's Brooklyn apartment to get ready for a dinner she had set up in an attempt to lift his spirits. As she claims, quote, "Aaron was tired last night. I was a bit concerned. The case had clearly taken its toll. I wanted to stay with him, but he said he didn't want me to, and that I should go to the office. So I did." Throughout her workday at the office, Taryn attempted calling Aaron several times to tell him about the surprise dinner, but there was no answer. expecting to find Aaron asleep when she reached her apartment. Nothing could have prepared her for what she saw next.
Oh no. The suspense is crazy, y'all. What did she see?
I found him. I didn't know when he did it. I guess it doesn't really matter now.
Huh?
Aaron had with the bell sometime after Taryn left for work that day. There was no note, no closure. Taryn called the police as soon as she found the body.
A co-founder of the social news and entertainment website Reddit has been found dead. Police say 26-year-old Aaron Swartz killed himself yesterday in his Brooklyn apartment. Swartz was facing a federal trial on computer fraud charges.
Ooh. The government is nasty. Listen, y'all. Y'all know what this is. That man didn't hang himself. He didn't hang himself. They had it out for him, bro. He knew something that they didn't want him to know. This is my take on this. He knew something they didn't want him to know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going after him when the company that y'all tripping on him hacking and all that ain't even tripping. But nah, y'all on his line. Y'all probably was offering him some shit. He probably wasn't fucking with it. Then he probably knew some shit that y'all didn't want him to know. He had access to. He was probably too smart for his own good, and y'all knew that. Y'all couldn't weaponize him. Y'all couldn't get him to fuck with y'all. So guess what? All right, nigga, it's only one way to handle you. We gonna send in our man. You know how that shit go. Off the grid. Do what you do. Make it look clean. Make it look like a murder scene. You know how that shit go.
He had pled not guilty.
Do you believe that if the criminal justice system hadn't failed Aaron, do you believe he'd be alive today?
Without question.
How does that make you feel?
Like one who's gone into the abyss.
Yeah, let me first say that Mr. Swartz's death was a tragedy. My sympathy goes out to his family and to his friends, those who were close to him. It's a terrible loss. He was obviously a very bright young man and had, I think, a good future in front of him.
And he committed suicide, correct?
He did.
The subscription service didn't support the prosecution. Does it strike you as odd that the government would indict someone for crimes that would carry penalties of up to 35 years in prison and $1 million fines, and then offer them a 3 or 4 month prison sentence?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Look what he just said. Like, that sounds crazy. That lets you know, nigga, hey, look, we're going to offer you some shit that's going to send your ass up the river for a long time, or we going to make this deal real sweet if you fuck with us. It's one or the other. It's going to be extreme or it's going to be minimal. 6 months, take these 13 charges, but guess what? We need you to fuck with us. Or you don't want to fuck with us? 35 years, nigga.
It strikes me as disproportionate and one that is basically being used inappropriately to try to bully someone into pleading guilty to something that strikes me as rather minor.
After the news broke about Aaron's tragic passing, people started criticizing the government's relentless prosecution of his case. Many, including Aaron's friends and family, blamed the government for his death, some in more literal ways than others. People started to ask, did the US government see Aaron as a threat that was too big to be let free?
For sure. Goddamn right they did. It's only obvious. Some shit be so obvious, bro. It's just like, come on, man. It's clear as day. Some shit just be clear as fucking day, dog.
Maybe this one man had the power to disrupt their overall goal of control. Maybe they didn't expect him to decline the plea deal. And maybe they saw no other way but to stage a suicide. These were all
Y'all know the same shit happened with Epstein, but that's a whole nother deep dive. That nigga had too much knowledge, too many people. Nigga, if that shit would have went to court and all that shit would have came out, that was gonna do some damaging shit. This nigga had senators, nigga, presidents. He had all kind of shit. It would have fucking damaged. It would have shook up the goddamn system. So they had to How did he hang himself if the guards are watching him for 24 hours? Somehow Epstein hung himself in the cell. Make it make sense, man. The government, when they want to get you out of here, that's light work. When they want to get you out of here, we're going to get you out of here, and we're going to cover it up, and we're going to put some propaganda on the media. Spit that out there like, hey, he was going through something bad. Oh, his girl said this. He was having mental breakdowns. They're going to paint the picture that you're crazy.
Conspiracy theories that are still thrown around to this day. The fact that there was no note also didn't calm people's suspicions, especially given Aaron's vocalness and communicative nature. Regardless, it took mere hours for hacking groups to start plastering messages all over websites paying homage to Aaron, the most notable being Anonymous's famous hack on the MIT website. For a brief moment, his passing spread to all corners of the internet.
As a teenager, Aaron Swartz created a way to share online content with a global audience, and he transformed his passion for the internet into a lifelong career. Swartz took his own life Friday. He committed suicide, and his death is not going unnoticed. The hacker group Anonymous claims to have taken over the website for MIT to honor Swartz.
Aaron Swartz sacrificed a lot for what he believed was the morally right thing to do. He is the closest thing we have to a human embodiment of a love letter to the internet. To many, his death fell out of character and sudden. But his impact on the internet today is long-lasting and influential to many of the people who are carrying the torch to make it a better place. Intentional or not, one thing that most people agree on is that the US government caused the death of Aaron Swartz, and the internet has suffered since because of it.
Is there any key message that you give to anybody watching this interview or listening in? Any key point you'd like to encourage people to keep in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is to realize that you can accomplish something. You know, I know sometimes you just feel powerless, that you're one small person in this world of big corporations and big evil people and big media companies and so on. There's just nothing you can do. But the fact is, a lot of the reason it seems like that is because people feel powerless. People are afraid to do anything. You know, for a long time I watched the news and all I saw was this corporate propaganda and this kind of anti-activism attacks, and I thought, you know, because I had believed so long that change was impossible, it precluded me from taking any actions that could have caused that change. And so I think the first step for everyone out there is just to believe that you can accomplish something.
So Aaron Swartz is...
I like that. I like that. Believe that you can accomplish something, y'all. I like that. That was great advice.
His funeral happened just a couple of days ago. And so when they had his funeral, his father said, quote, he was killed by the government and MIT betrayed all of its basic principles.
And a lot of people see him, certainly in the MIT community, but throughout the world, as a hero, because you look at the way scientific knowledge is being put behind paywalls, it does seem somehow unethical.
And so just to follow that up, like personally, how do you feel the fight is going, I guess?
It's up to you.
I know, but we gotta
That's hard. Okay. Shout outs, man. That was a good one. I ain't mad at that one, y'all. I ain't mad at that one. That's called The Death of Reddit's Creator. That was by Brandon FM, man. Y'all make sure y'all check his channel out. Brandon FM. The Death of Reddit's Creator. That was a good one, man. Leave a like, comment, you know, all that good stuff, man. Subscribe. Let me know in the chat what y'all think, man. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Was he taken out by the government? You know what I mean? Was he too smart for his own good? Was he too advanced? They wanted to use him as a weapon. They wanted to weaponize that man. And when he wouldn't agree, because he believed that all information should be free. All information should be free, not behind a paywall. Okay. Let me know right now, man. Shout out to y'all. This was a great one, man. Hey, shout out to you for tuning in. Now be sure to smash the like and download Underdog Fantasy. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on players and you can win big. If you want to make some extra cash and have more fun while you watch sports, download Underdog and get up to 1,000 times bonus cash. Just use my code, AceBoys.